morning. Well, I would say happy Sunday, but it's typical bank holiday weather. If you don't know what a bank holiday is, it's just like a holiday when you have a weekend. I think it might be the last one of the year, or maybe this September, I'm not too sure. But either way, it's not a very inspiring day. Although, having said that, I did get up this morning thinking, I need to do something. I need to pep up, have a new attitude with my crochet, how I'm going to sell it. I was swapping ideas with my friend B. Roberts, and she'd put a video up that she'd seen a video, and this was her response to it. Like, ladies should act and dress appropriate to their age, and you should be elegant, and you should be this, and you should be that. And she was like saying, hey, you know, stop telling me what to wear. And I was kind of like the same, you know, stop telling me I've got to wear a skirt to my knee, and stop telling me I've got to, ooh. You want to watch it, she's on, it's B. Roberts, B-E-A, B. Roberts, you need to watch her. But she, you know, that obviously the video she'd watched had riled her up so much that she had to make a comment about it, which I thoroughly agreed. Well, what you feel happy in, I don't feel happy. Having said that, I do not feel happy in this cardigan. It's warm, it's functional, and that's about all I can say about it. I put it on and it just drains me. Do you ever put something on and you think, nah, that does not lift my spirits at all? I'll show you what I'm wearing first of all. I'll show you, just have to excuse the laundry in the background because it wasn't nice enough to dry it outside. It's a boring cardigan, that's all I can say about it. It's a draining colour. It's got no style, no nothing about it. It's boring. So we shall take that off. I shall probably wear it when it's cold, in the house, where nobody else will see me. What am I wearing today? Well, it's very ancient. It's more colourful and it's more me, yeah. I feel more like me again. I didn't feel like me wearing that cardigan. No doubt people will say, oh, it's lovely. Oh, it's a lovely colour. Yeah. I put extra on the bottom of this, which makes it more wearable for me. As I said before, it reiterates the fact that you should make sure you've got enough yarn to do what you're doing, because another dye lot will be a different colour. So the bottom three things there are a different colour. I'll probably wear it over something so you may not notice, yeah. So I did get some new slippers, but I'm not happy. Well, it wouldn't be me, would it, if I was happy? You pay £20 for a pair of slippers that are supposed to be comfy, memory foam. They're not rigid enough for me. Also, I take a 4.5/5. I could have either had 3 to 4, which would have banged on my toes, or I had to order 5 to 6, which is swamp. I'm jumping about inside them. When would they learn, you know, that we have... There's a big difference between 3 to 4 and 5 to 6, isn't there? Yeah. What I am happy about is my cushions. They are too big for my cushions. My cushion covers, I should say. But, you know, look at that. Aren't they? Aren't they inspiring? That's one of them. Look at that one. Woo-wee. That one is so nice. Rosie has an annoying habit of nibbling the corners of my cushions. So I do hope she keeps her little chompers off these. That one. Look at that one. Gorgeous. These are going on a royal blue sofa. So lift it up. This one. Look at that. Whoa. That sort of thing makes me happy. The cardigan does not. Yeah. What am I crocheting at the moment? Well, for some reason or other, you start with a front on this cardigan. You start with a front. So, yes, it's fine. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I can't crochet with fine. So this is what I discovered, because they don't do a 3.00 in Susan Bates. There doesn't appear to be a 3mm hook in America. You don't seem to have one. you have a 2.75, you have a 325. So as I'm doing it on a 325, it's a little bit on the loose open work side, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm using one of the big combs that I got, you know, from Woolly Knits, I think it was. And the pattern I'm using, if you can see it, is that one there. I bought it off eBay very, very recently. As you can see, it's very cropped, so I'm having to make mine a little bit longer because I don't like showing my belly off at my time of life. And I succumbed and I got from Amazon a necklight, although I can't say I'm wildly impressed with it. I thought it might help when I'm crocheting dark colours. It might be alright for reading, but it doesn't seem to sort of land up in the right place. You know, when I'm crocheting. You know, it sort of dangles. You can have it like headlights, can't you? You can have it pointing down. But I do prefer my craft light, actually, you know, that bends over and comes right over. I'll probably use these maybe in bed when I'm reading or something like that. They won't be wasted. But sadly, they're not the be-all and the end-all as I thought they might be. Well, the family's still away. And the dogs are still away. That's why it's so peaceful in here. No doggies know anything. Oh, I could show you a necklace. I've had this necklace for years, but it just matches the purple and the turquoise that's in there. Little Miss Coordination, that's me. I have to. As I said before, it's whatever makes you happy, isn't it? Yeah. But I was talking with my friend, you know, about where do we go from now on with our businesses. Everything's been slack, it has been for everybody, you know. Everybody except that Chinese tea, you know, the one with the junk. I think we're all spending our money overseas, which is wrong of us. We should spend more money in our own countries. Yeah. Keep our own businesses afloat and not bump up the Chinese economy. So we need to think, you know. As you know, I would desperately love a web page, but every time I say that, I get somebody from India. We could make you one cheap. I don't want that. I want somebody on hand I can talk to. I want somebody who's there when I have a problem. I don't want to email somebody in India saying I can't put this on there and I can't do this on that. I also need to get in touch with my new mobile phone provider because I seem to be charging twice. I've left PlusNet and gone to EE, which is allegedly the same company now. But I'm paying rental to PlusNet and I'm paying rental to EE. Hang on a minute, something isn't right here. But it's bank holiday, so trying to give them a ring, I don't think it'll work, so I'll wait till Tuesday to that, yeah. I had a memo, you know, you need to come and have your flu injection. Come and make an appointment. No. I don't mind doing that, but if they come towards me with that COVID jab, they can go, tickle right off, I ain't having another one of them. I'd rather take my chances with the COVID. I've had it once so bad, I was in bed for 3 weeks, so it can't really get much worse than that, can it? So, as you know, the last COVID injection I had gave me a racking cough that I could not get rid of for months. In fact, a bit of it's still lingering. So that was, what, 6 months, 9 months ago I had that injection, so they can tickle right off. I am not having another one. Yeah, I know there's a new variation, there's a new this. They always say that, oh, you need to, a new injection, it's a new variation. It's new, whatever. Go away with your jabs, I don't want to know. I'll have my flu, because as you know, I've got breathing difficulties. Here I go again, whinge. So, you know, if I get a cold or anything, it does affect me because I can't breathe properly and, you know, oh, how boring is life at times, yes. So, yeah, as for dressing age appropriate, you know, you can go and stick that where the sun don't shine. Oh dear. I was thinking in bed, I was trying to design myself a new crochet jacket that involves a lot of colours and different things. Trying to do that. I was trying to think of ways of, I can't do tutorials, I've told you that. I can't write patterns out to save my skin. But I could do a sort of kind of a lesson, a walkthrough showing you how I decide, you know, what shape I'm going to do something, the way I think things out, which a lot of people don't seem to be capable of doing. I just thought, if I showed you my way of thinking and my way of doing that, maybe it would help you to be more daring, branch out and actually design your own cardigan, sweaters or whatever. You know, and think things through. Yeah. The best tool any crocheter can have is one of those stitch books. You know, the one that you get with 100 different patterns in, 100 different stitches in. There's many, many on the market. You can pick them up anywhere. And then you can decide, you know, what style you want, which I will hopefully demonstrate when I get enough. I'm not feeling myself today, but never mind. When I start to make you a diagram and explain to you what I do, etc., then, you know, you can go to your trusty little book and pick yourself a nice pattern. And that way you can design yourself something that is individual, if that's what you like to do. You know, if you want a cardigan that your next door neighbour is not going to do and the woman down the street's not going to be able to do, that is me. You will never see me following one of these crochet alongs or knit alongs where 6 million people in the world are making the same blanket, jacket, cowl, whatever. Immediately when I see anything like that, I'm going, no. I don't want my house to have the same blanket in as like 6 million people in the world. No. Some people like that. Some people need the tuition. They need the telling them stitch by stitch what to do. But I think I'm too individualistic. Is that a word? Big word for somebody, isn't it? Individualistic to do anything like that. I've always been like that. Always. I would buy a coat or whatever from a high street chain store. Immediately I got home, I would take off the buttons, put different ones on. I would do blanket stitch around a coat, or I would do running stitch around a coat. Anything, you know, different coloured bands on the sleeves, anything to make it look different than everybody else who's wearing the coat. And people used to stop me and say, where did you get your coat from? It looks a bit like mine, but yeah, yours has got more. And I used to say, well, you just customise it, you know. It was the same with anything. If I bought a cardigan that was a little bit on the boring side, I would strip all the buttons off and put new ones on. Put an applique on it, sew a flower on it, sew a glittering whatever applique on it. Lift it. You know, there's lots of things that you can do. You will never see me without, unless I'm ill, really, really ill and in my night, you will never see me without some kind of junk jewellery, as I call it, round my neck. You will not see me wearing gold, silver, pearls, diamonds. They might be a girl's best friend, but they're not mine. I'm more tatty or whatever, yeah. I was looking online at a course and it was like, how to grow your crochet business, tips and everything what to do. And I thought, oh, that sounds a good idea. You get these lessons and everything like that online. Till I looked at the price. $899. No. I looked at another one, there's another few. And it says something like, this course would be £49, but we've got it on offer for £7.50. I thought, nah, that's more me. I think it's called Domestica or something. I don't know if it's any good or not. You know, how to customise your clothing, how to do whatever. There wasn't one, I don't think specifically for crochet, but, you know, gives me ideas. As I say, I woke up this morning feeling I am going to be inspired. I am going to stop being in the doldrums. I'm going to stop woe is me in and things are not selling. I'm going to have to rethink. Quite which direction I'm going to go in, I don't know. You know, I have no idea yet. But the thoughts are there. At least it's more uplifting than just sitting here thinking I can't sell anything, I'll not bother, you know. I have to think of ways of being inspired with my crochet. You need the right break, don't you? You need the right opportunity. You need to be there at the right place at the right time. As my dad used to say, the day that my ship comes in, I'll be waiting at the airport. Yeah. That is me. I always just miss an opportunity. Or somebody will say to me, oh, you should have been, or you should have done, or whatever. I miss it completely because I'm never in the right place at the right time. You know, the number of people who stop me in the street and say, oh, that's gorgeous what you're wearing. And I say, oh, I can, you know, I make them, I sell them. And they go, oh yeah, but I couldn't wear anything like that. Looks lovely on you though. I live in the wrong area. I watched a lady called Alternative Aging. She's on YouTube and she does what she calls her clothes. She wears whatever. And she's in Brighton and I was watching. And the people that were dancing in like Rottingdean, I think it was near Brighton. And they were all wearing amazing clothes and brightly coloured things. And I'm thinking, I'm in the wrong place. Can I teleport myself to Brighton and live there? Or Glastonbury would do, yeah. Where I could wear my floaty skirts and fit right in, yeah. With loads of petticoats underneath, you know. Here, when I wear my floaty skirts and my petticoats, I've got to tuck them inside my legs to make sure they don't go in the wheels of my scooter. Yeah, one of these days I will customise that scooter. But I think to myself, yes, if I made myself a cushion, you know, or whatever, and I leave it out somewhere, and it's not got the sides down, and it starts to rain, I'd have a very soggy seat cover and a very soggy cushion. Yeah? Or if it was a cushion, unless it was tied down, somebody might take a fancy to it and walk off with it, you know. You've got to think of these things in this light of today's society, you know, that they don't, if it's not screwed down, it walks away, doesn't it? And it's a sad thing, isn't it? You know, you leave, at one time you could have left your bike outside of a shop and nobody would have touched it. Now even if it's chained to a drain pipe, they take the bike and the drain pipe with them, don't they? You know, it's just, that kind of society. Yeah, I just went in my bathroom again. You know, we've had 4 teenagers here. My white towel, full of makeup again. And I'm like, ugh. I take my makeup off with creams and tissues and everything. I do not half wash it, half do it and wipe the rest on a white towel. So it's going to have to go in a hot wash or got stuck in some bleach or something because I do not like a dingy white towel. When I know the girls are coming, I'm going to put a different coloured, a purple towel in the bathroom or something like that. Yeah, oh, I didn't show you, I bought a bath mat in purple and I bought a new huge towel. It's not a bath towel, it's a bath sheet and much, much bigger. And they were very expensive and they came from Dunelm, but I tell you what, I have had those towels. I think they're Egyptian cotton. I've had towels for 20 years or more and they are fluffy and they're like new and they are brilliant. You buy the cheap ones and they just go like tissue paper and you get a hole and you can wade through them, yeah. A bit like that material I got from the tea place. I could read the paper through the fabric there. Still, they will do for notion pouches or something. And I still haven't done what I set out to do yesterday, which was wind all the tiny little balls in my cupboard in my front room, trying to make some sense and order. Because every time I open the cupboard doors, all these little balls fall out. And so you can't find the colour you want because you're too busy rummaging amongst them all. So I thought if I do them on the ball line, at least they'd be like that shape and they might stack one on top of each other. I'm full of optimism, aren't I? Full of optimism. I will do something with these squares, and it won't be granny squares. I'm just trying to think of other ways to incorporate them into jazzy coloured cardigans or sweaters, you know. I see these scrap sweaters and jumpers, but I can't do the Russian knot and I don't trust it with acrylic. It's great with wool, you can felt it together, and it stays felted together. But with acrylic it tends to go and undo. We had that in the shop once with a lady that came in and she said, this wool's faulty. She said, I don't know whether it's got moth holes in it or what, but it's all falling apart. So I looked at it and I thought, it was when yarn used to be in 25 gram balls. I looked at it and I thought, it's a set pattern. It's like every so far it falls in a hole. And I said to her, can I ask you, how did you join your wool when you went from one ball to another? Oh, I always do. It was either a Russian joint or an invisible knot or something. Oh, I always do that. I don't like knots and I don't like darning in. I said, there's your problem. It's fallen apart. Every time you've joined a new ball on, it's fallen apart. And it took a while before the penny dropped. So she said, oh, you mean it's my fault and not the wool? I went, well, I hate to tell you this, but yes, it is. It's your fault. The wool has just parted company. I said, I suggest that in future you either leave the yarn at the end of a row, darn it into the seam, or you darn it in as you're going along, you know, but don't. I believe with pure wool you can do it, not superwash, because superwash has a coating on and that unravels itself. I believe you can do that. But I'd be more conscious of it being a bit of a thick lump, you know. If you're putting two pieces together and felting them together like that, there'd be a bit of a thick lump, wouldn't there? Now, my mother was ace at the so-called Russian knot. She worked in a cotton mill, and they used to spin this very fine cotton thread, and it would snap all the time, it would snap. She could make a knot. I'm not joking. You wouldn't be able to see it to the naked eye. It was perfect. And she'd snip the edges off and you would never see there was a knot there. She was ace at doing those invisible knots or whatever you call them. She tried to teach me much and more, and I have watched videos much and more, but mine always go and fall apart. But that's purely something So that's why I wouldn't do one of those scrappy jumpers, because I think, oh my God, I'd have all that darning in to do. You know, I admire people who make those great big mossy balls, you know, with all the odd straps, and they do this joining bit. And their jumpers don't seem to fall apart, but then you don't see them after they've washed them, do you? You only see them when they finished them with the ta-da! They don't show you like 2 months down the line when they've got a big hole somewhere or something's come undone under the armpit. Yeah. I'd like to see more videos of, I made this 12 months ago and it's still like new. Not, I made this last week and look how wonderful it is. We can all do that. Everything looks wonderful the week after you've made it. But my mum was a fantastic knitter. If you watched my live last night, I was wearing a sweater that my mum had made me about 25 years ago. And she was such a beautiful knitter. Lovely tension. The yarn in those days, I hate to say it, was much better quality than what you can buy now. And I've got several cardigans, well, I've got about 4, I think, maybe 5 cardigans in my wardrobe that are 25 years old. I can't say that about anything I've made recently. You know, the minute, after about 12 months, you get strings hanging off the sleeves, don't you, and bobbles. Yeah, you have to go around with a pair of scissors or one of them de-bobble things, trying to make them look presentable again, you know. And you never used to get that in the old days. But the trouble was, you see, the yarn used to last that long, that they had to stop producing it because people weren't buying anymore, because what they had made and what they had used lasted too long. So the manufacturers got wise, you know. It's like clothing, isn't it? Today they build in, like, throwawayable. They build stuff you buy cheap, and after about 3 or 4 washes it starts coming unravelled. You know, the seam goes wavy, or you start coming undone at the armpits. It's what they call built-in obsolescence, isn't it? It's so you'll go to these cheap shops and buy more, isn't it? That's what they want. They don't want you to buy good and buy quality and keep it like I do. This is probably about 10 years old. And it wasn't new in the first place, I might say. I saved it from the, what do you call it, recycling. I bought it from somebody who had probably maybe worn it, maybe not, I don't know. But, yeah, I've got 3 new dresses. Have I got 4 new dresses? There's only one of them that's new, the one I got from Moonbeams of Mayhem. That was a treat to myself. I did like it. Normally I don't buy new. Normally I buy reclaimed. I would love a good charity shop like that Crafty Nano. She went to Wales and she found these fantastic things. Lovely floaty boho skirts for like £3.50. Here there is absolutely nothing I would even put on. I wanted a good charity shop. I went round Bury. I went to 12 or more shops in Bury and Prestwich. Didn't find one thing. There was one dress that was a bit, you know, I would have maybe worn it, but they wanted £15. And it wasn't a designer. It wasn't like Jacques Veur or David Emmanuel or anything. It wasn't even M&S, you know. No. Yeah, I've just bid on another one and won it, but it's cost me £11, which is a lot for a second-hand dress, I think. But, you know, why can't I find the £3.50 bargains? Why can't I find anything like that? Wrong place, wrong time, story of my life. I should have as a motto, shouldn't I? You know, when you have a badge, a crest, of your family crest, it should say, Janet, wrong place, wrong time, always. Whenever there's a bargain and people say, oh, we should go to whatever, they've got such a thing and it's only so much. Always sold out. I can go 10 minutes after somebody's told me, oh, just go down there, they've got such a thing, it's on offer. Oh yeah, we've sold out. Oh, dear me. Yeah, as for yarn, I'm not buying any. I'm very boring, aren't I? I feel as though I've got nothing to say to people anymore. Because I'm not buying any yarn, I'm not buying anything, I'm not doing anything really. I'm not making